we are trying makeup for the first time in 10 years. And this is 4K. So you are seeing all of my pores. My God, I'm seeing every piece of hyperpigmentation. Anyways, so we are gonna try this first. 1, 2. Wow, this is very very interesting. Okay. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen my skin in 4K. So I'm like, is it me or are there redder undertones than I'm used to? Do I have red undertones? I'm not a makeup girly. I gave up makeup almost 10 years ago. So now we're gonna put some of this on our lips. It's really light. Sealed back. Let's try the skin tint. I'm going to use Q-tips because, like I said, I have not had. Oh, I think this is too dark. Oh, we're gonna put this. It looks like my shade. I'm literally putting it in the most random places just because I want to see how the coverage works for me. Ooh. It's pretty bold of me to do this in 4K. I'm gonna do my eyelids too. Is there any left? Oh, there is. It's a pretty decent, like, base for eyeshadow, in my opinion. Yeah, I can't tell in this camera, but in the mirror, it's like, yeah, the mirror looks really nice. Ooh, this almost looks like eyeshadow, because it's like a nice, ooh, I like it. It doesn't look like a black eye. Oh yeah, we got this highlighter that's like gold. It's gold highlighter. Ooh, I forgot to show. So this, I used it already. This is on my face. In some places. Under my eyelashes. A couple dots randomly around. And I feel like it looks good. But this 4K is making me realize just how much of a mixture I am. My God, it's yellow, it's red. It's like, what are you? I don't remember having this many undertones. So I got Earthen Veil shade Pine Princess tan to dark with warm to neutral undertones. That's why it fits me. Warm to neutral. That is my undertone. I didn't even know. I was just like, this one looks the closest shade to me, like brown skin, you know, that brown sugar. So I think here and here and here and just like I'm just gonna like pat dry my eyelashes a little bit. I mean my eyelids. Pine Priestess is my shade for sure. Shimmer gloss. Oh. It's much softer than I expected. It's hot in here. It's subtle. Yeah, it is shimmer gloss. I could put the rest on my eyelash if I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave that alone. The hydrating serum, I used, what is this? Lip oil serum, hemp lip oil serum. I used the skin tint and the beauty balm. I used the shimmer gloss, and time for eyelashes. I don't really use mascara. My eyelashes are pretty curly and tend to flip and poke me in the eye. And if I'm wearing mascara, I'm just pulling all the mascara out while doing that. 4K is so unforgiving. I look up in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, ethereal goddess. And I look down here and I'm like, that's nice. Okay, time for the shimmer. So we got, what are you? Fire Priestess Illuminating Setting Spray. Shake it up, shake that up. Look at that. Ooh. Mist Freely onto skin for a luminous primer or natural makeup finishing veil. Spritz throughout the day to activate your inner beauty fire and evoke the rooted plus rising magic of the swaying evergreen trees. It's a whole potion. It smells good. It smells like food too. Is that the radish fruit? Oh, ferment filtrate, maybe. Sip and dry a little bit more. It's a bit dewy. I think I'm just not used to having dewy skin. It reads as oily to me on my face. I know when I feel oily. Tell me if I'm not supposed to do that. I forgot to do my eyebrows. Damn. I'm curious, what does it look like without the beauty lights? What? You can barely see anything. Okay, I think I'm done here. I'm not gonna pretend like I know exactly what I want to say. I'm more so like internally spiraling and need to talk about this. Okay, literally I've entered my Phoenix era, and I know it because I was visited by my Phoenix. So dramatic. Yes, dramatic. It wasn't even a dream. It was like I was meditated. Oh Lord, I was meditating. I need to. I was meditating one day before a meeting that was like a reading, and what tends to happen to me is if I don't give myself like a set time, like a short set time, then I will end up like going into a deep meditation, and that's not sleep for me because I'm not sleeping. I know that. And so what tends to happen is that I'll wake up like I woke up out of a dream, but I know I wasn't sleeping, so it's not really a dream. So I'd say it's a vision, but the problem is half the time I don't remember enough for me to say it's a vision. Anyway, it's not important. What's important is, I don't even remember how long ago this was. It might have been like at least 2-3 weeks now, where I had a vision that this very small bird came up to me, and it was like white with lilac or purple. And I swore, I thought this bird was a parakeet. And I shared it with a couple people, and we confirmed that that bird was actually a phoenix, and it was purple. Anyway, that dream / vision confirmed for me my personal phoenix era. But I was having this like vibe and feeling, and I'm like shaking. Oh my gosh. I got chills. I'm like cold. I need to be consciously aware when things happen like that. But anyway, point is, I feel like, so okay, I've been saying this since the lunar eclipse happened, and I felt it. I remember, oh my God, I remember like it was a couple days before the lunar eclipse, and I said, someone had asked me a question like, what's my hardest struggle right now, or something like that. And I was just like, the hardest thing for me right now is that I know I'm not quite who I'm supposed to be. And I feel it coming. I feel me coming. And I know, like, I felt like, not really a veil, but I guess you can say a veil. There was like something blocking me from being the me that was coming next. And it was like, I felt like I was in a transition, is what I said. I have to like kind of ground myself, because now I'm freezing. Like, I'm so cold. I'm so cold all of a sudden. Like, anyway, so I felt like I was in a transition, like I was in a liminal space. I was in between, and I could tell that I'm right before who I'm becoming, and I'm no longer who I used to be, but I'm not there yet. And I'm like stuck in between. I just felt stuck in between, and I didn't like that feeling. And it was just like very frustrating. And as this person asked me the question, and I started to process out loud, because sometimes the answer is in your chart. I'm gonna just say it like that. Sometimes the answer is very well in your chart. You need to know who you are. You need to understand who you are, compartmentalized through planets, through design, whatever you look at. I just realized that for me, astrology is my language to understand myself. It's just what it is. And so this person asked me the perfect question for me to reflect back to them my like struggle, my internal struggle. And as they did that, the words came out, and I was able to process. And it's almost like the universe was actively answering me in the moment, because I would notice things coming up on my timeline, things that were being, given to me, put into my energy. And it all had to do with that. All had to do with how to like bridge that gap, how to step over and become yourself, or become more of yourself, like step through that portal kind of thing. And it was literally that. And it was almost like it stayed in my field of, I don't know, it just stayed in my mind that, okay, like I'm in between, and I'm going to come out. I'm going to come out. And by the time the solar eclipse happened, I felt the difference. Like by that time, I felt the difference of coming out of a portal. It literally felt like initiation. And that's what I kept calling it. I was like, oh, this is initiation. It's an initiate. Like I am being initiated, and I don't feel like the only one that's being initiated right now. And after that portal, like, first of all, oh my God, April. Whew, April. I know I'm not the only one, because I've heard it. I heard a bunch of people and a bunch of you saying like April was a lot. April was fire. April was really fire. And it's just so interesting, because if April was fire, right? And like, the term April showers bring me flowers. April fire brings what? Rising from the ashes? Because what's happening? What's happening? That's what I feel like is happening. It's like Taurus season feels like the grounding of coming from the rising from the ashes. And it's blowing my mind a bit. And I'm still shaking. I can't stop shaking. Like I feel like my back is gonna start seizing because I'm like shaking so much. I'm like shivering. Ugh. Trying to get my body like together. Trying to pull my organs together, my limbs together, because I'm so cold. But oh my gosh. So like this past weekend, it's been coming into my field. The word Phoenix, the song Phoenix, groups named after Phoenix, and so for the astrology people, the Phoenix is like the highest expression of Scorpio. And that's really interesting to me because, or personally for me, because I don't think I have a problem sharing this. My North Node is in Scorpio. And I have four. Is it four? Oh my God, I have to count it. I have like a bunch of other pretty significant Scorpio placements, to the point that I feel like a Scorpio stellium. And it's so funny to me because I'll just share the North Node as a placement, because if you know, this is why I'm cracking up. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. So I call myself an expressionist, and I literally refer to myself as an expression stylist, because I have worked as a stylist for 10 years. And what I love about styling is the ability to transform, right? It's like it's a tool. It's a method. It's a technique that you can use to transform yourself into whoever, like whatever. And that's what I used to do when I was like fashion styling. Like the model would come and she would look how she looks on the street, and then she looks like Maleficent. Literally, that was a shoot that I did a very long time ago. I gotta find.
Please hold as I find my way back to the point.
Is that doing that for as long as I did it, just, I don't know, I think there was something about it that it captured every aspect of me that needed to express, loved fashion, loved aesthetics, the Venusian, aspect. There was just like a combination of all the things, but what was missing for me was the healing aspect. And I have loved fashion pretty much my whole life. I've loved expression my whole life. Like, I used to dance, I used to sing in choir. What else did I use? I was a thespian, was on the stage. Like, every form of I painted. Every form of expression you can think of, I probably did it, tried it, and if I didn't, I want to. I used to skateboard, I do want to snowboard, and I do want to surf as well. Maybe it'll happen. But the point is, I struggled a lot when I was in high school, especially because I was getting to the point where the more that I learned about the fashion industry, the more I hated it. And that's a different topic for a different day. But I just really thought that I could not help people. And I was reintroduced into being able to combine those aspects when I understood that personal styling could be an option for me to help heal people, as well as I don't have to do it the way everybody does it. Like, I don't need to be the personal stylist that already exists. I need to be the personal stylist that I want. And that's it. Like, literally, I am the personal stylist I want. I am the expression stylist, right? So I want to help you, people, anyone, me, express themselves truthfully, authentically, for real in how they dress. Like, I had an intro call today, and one thing that she said, she was like, she wants it to feel like as comfortable as she is in her own skin. And I interpreted that as a second skin. And I was like, oh, that gives me snake vibes, like cobra vibes, whatever. Like, I feel the snake skin shed energy of that. Like, you shed your old skin, you want to be comfortable in your new skin, and your clothes should be like a new skin that you're comfortable in. You should not feel like someone else when you get dressed. Like, you shouldn't feel like you're putting on a costume, like you're playing a role. Like, you shouldn't be acting when you get dressed. Like, if anything, my greatest hope is that when people that work with me get dressed, they feel more like themselves. Like, that is how clothing should make you feel. That, to me, clothing should be inspiring. When you look at your closet, you could be overwhelmed. Sure, I am, but I'm overwhelmed because I'm excited. I'm like, oh, I want to wear that. Oh, I want to put this together. Oh, wait, that's how I feel. And that's how I want to feel about my clothes. Now, granted, I have some things that make me feel comfy too, but that's because that's a personal need. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have that too, just to be fair. Like, sometimes you just want to lounge. Sometimes you just want to feel warm. Sometimes you just want to feel cozy. But if you have those clothes and they do those things, they should not also make you feel like shit. That's not good. Nothing you wear should make you feel like gross, or make you feel like hiding, or make you feel like going into yourself. Like, that was another thing we talked about. And it's always a dead giveaway. That's why I'm like, this for me, styling is energetic. Because when I tell someone to try something and they put it on, or I don't even have to tell them, they pick it out and they try it on, I never listen to what you say. Like, that's just a me thing though too. But I look at your body. Your body will not lie. Your body will not lie, because your body is the one that's wearing it. Like, you think you're wearing it, but your mind has nothing to do with the clothes that you're putting on. Not really. Your mind the gears are turning to think, what are people going to think when they look at me in this? What are people going to interpret me as when they see me in this? That's what your mind is thinking. And I'm not saying your mind is not useful, but your mind is not necessarily being honest with you. Your body is. So when you put something on and your chest pokes out, immediately to me, that's like, it's a yes. I don't care what your mouth says. It's a yes. And what happens is, if you put it on and your chest pokes out and your shoulders sit back and your hips do this thing and you start turning from side to side because you want to see all the angles, and then your mind says, I could never pull this off. I could never wear this. They wouldn't let me wear this to the office. I can't wear this for work. Like, my husband would freak out. My wife would say this. My kids will make fun of me. Like, all the things that you will think to get you not to wear that thing. I'm just like, all right. Depending on the person, maybe I'll tell you. If you're not ready, I probably won't. I'll probably, take it easy with you. It all depends on the person. But the point is, your mind is saying no based on evidence of other things. But your body very clearly said yes. And your body knows that the reason you don't want to wear that thing is because you're scared. It has nothing to do with it not feeling aligned, like it not feeling like you're not excited in it, or you're scared. And the scared can be also interpreted as anxiety and nervousness, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear it or you can't wear it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. And in the other way, it's like, I've seen people, oh Lord, I've seen people put things on and their whole body shrink and like they go in. And oh my God. I used to work at a place where there was a team of 3 of us, I think, at one time. And we would all laugh in like the break room about our clients for the day. Like, why do they do the same stance? And like, we'd laugh, but it wasn't like, ha 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 laughing. It was like, why are they doing this? Like, it's driving us crazy. So we would laugh, just like commiserate about it, because it's like, why are they all doing this? And at that time, I didn't know. I was reading energy because that was just, it's like a natural thing for me to do, but I didn't understand what I was doing, and I didn't know the like logic behind, like I didn't think about it because I didn't know. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was important. I didn't know. No. Now I know. Now I know better. I know more. I know better. And so when people do that, they're literally like, their body is hiding. Because their body is like, ugh, take this off of me. I don't like it. This is not me. But in the mind, the person, like I had a client literally put something on. Her body was saying all types of no. And she was talking herself into buying this thing because she knew that it was acceptable for work. It was like what she came there looking for, you know, like it checked all the boxes of the things she was supposed to get, but she just didn't like it. And she did not want to admit to herself she didn't like it. And that drove me nuts because I was like, I don't own this place. I just work here, and I gotta be careful with how I say things to people. So at that time, what I did, I just was like, hold on a second. And I went and I found something similar that had a little bit more character, it felt more like her. And we kind of bargained about it, you know, like, try this. And I just kind of like sprinkled in things that I felt were more her personality, to the point where we got to like a happy medium where she was wearing like work appropriate things, but they had color and they had shape. And her body felt good in it. She felt confident and she wasn't lying to herself as much. Maybe still in some ways, I don't know. But like, I couldn't get that deep with people working at those places for other people. And that's why I'm so excited to do this for myself now, because I'm like, oh my God, there's so many ways. And I know this because I've done it. And there's probably a lot of ways where I still do it, where I'm not being honest with myself. There's just so many ways where clothes and talking about what you wear literally opens you up to understand how you see yourself and how you hold yourself back and how you stand in your own way of opportunities, of the life you want, and of even not just, you know, helping yourself, but helping others as well. Because there's like this, it's almost like a divide. I don't know what to call it, but like we've been lied to. We've been lied to, and we've been told to emphasize caring for other people and not caring for ourselves. And that is the biggest lie in the world. Oh my God. It's done a great job. It's done a great job doing a number on us. And the problem with it is, like, literally, you cannot help anyone if you don't help yourself first. You can't. It's just not possible. You will be run into the ground and you will no longer exist. And then you cannot help anyone. But it feels good to help people, right? It does. And you can help more people when you help yourself first. You can literally help people by being yourself. And I literally this was confirmed for me today. that I was helping someone just by being myself. What? That goes against everything I've ever been taught. Everything I've ever been taught. I was taught that it's helpful for me to make myself small, to move to the side, to be quiet, to let people tell me who I am. Like, if everything I learned was wrong. Anyway, so the whole point with Phoenix Rising and why I'm just like, I said Phoenix Rising. Well, yeah, the Phoenix is rising. The Phoenix is rising. It's everywhere. I can't not see it. Have you seen it? Have you seen it too? This is what I would really love to know. Is this a consciousness thing? Are we all becoming, well, I shouldn't say all, but how many of you are out here seeing alchemy, seeing the alchemist, seeing transformation and transformative energy, seeing initiation and going through portal and coming out someone new but more yourself, and fire? Like, so I did my makeup today. It's very subtle, so I know it's very subtle. I bought this. It literally says Fire Priestess. And what's funny, I mean, it's not that funny, because I know that recently red has been attracting to me. Healing the root chakra has been very, it's been top of mind for me, and sacral as well. And, well, I've always had the yellow energy, which is like solar plexus. So that's just a me thing, but maybe it's not just a me thing, you know? So I just think it's really interesting. I keep seeing fire a lot of places. I never considered myself a fire sign, but I kind of am. Yeah, and I have 2 big fire placements, which is so funny. But anyway, I don't know, there's just been so many ways where, in so many places and so many, it's just been put in my field of vision, this fire and this phoenix and this rising from the ashes. And it's like, burn away all of the impurities, burn away all the things that don't serve you, and come out new and pure and refreshed. But pure not being modest and conservative, pure being the most truest form of yourself. Not being afraid to say what's on your mind, speak the truth, say how you feel, express yourself authentically. And like, it's kind of knocked me off my feet in a way, like dramatically, yes. But at the same time, I feel so liberating, because it's like, you mean to tell me I can just be? Like, you mean to tell me I can just live? You mean to tell me I don't have to limit myself with the idea of this, I don't know, this golden child that I've always tried to live up to? I don't have to do that? What? I can just shine the way I shine? What? Like, I can just, I don't know, be the sun? What? Like, do you see? Like, there's so much fire. There's so much fire here. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say and share on that. I'm very excited to continue offering 3 suns. I love that sun emoji. It's the best sun emoji. I'm very excited to continue offering my services, and my offerings that have dropped. And the more that I talk to everyone, anyone, all of you, like, the more I talk to you guys about what you need and what you'd pay for, is the more that I'm like, oh, you want that? I can do that. Like, oh, I didn't think anybody would want that. Like, and it's so simple. It's such a simple thing. I just genuinely did not think anybody would want to buy something like that. Like like literally something so simple where it's like somebody's helping you go through your closet. Like, I'm thinking it has to be like what I've seen, which is like somebody comes, an expert comes and goes through your closet for you. And to be honest with you, I don't love that either, because who are you and why are you telling me what to wear and going through my like, I don't love that. Even if you are an expert, even if I do like appreciate your style and it just feels very like invasive and rude in a way. But I mean, hey, to each its own. People enjoy that. Some people don't want to be involved in the process, and that's fine. I just prefer to be involved, and so I would want people I work with to want to be involved. Like, I don't want to live your life for you. That's how I feel. So if I'm cleaning out your closet, I'm your maid? What am I doing? Absolutely not. So if you want to partner and do that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's more my vibe. Like, sure, I would love to. I'm happy to do that, you know? The things that go through my head, it's so funny. But yeah, I'm so excited for this era. I'm so excited for Phoenix era. I'm so excited for burning, or not even burning, but like we're done with the burning. Like, we're rising. We're rising from the ashes now. And it's just like, I see it. I see it with the people I talk to. I see it with clients and like people booking, and there's this newness of coming out of the portal, the initiation process. Yes, rising up out of all of the things that you burnt away, the snakeskin that you shed, like stepping out of that and stepping into a new one. Like, if you're a crab, dropping that old shell and finding a new one that you can, feel comfy in and make home. And I love that. I keep looking here because that's like where my clothes are. But I just love that, and I'm so excited. Like, I feel lit up. I am so lit up because I'm like, I can see the people that can benefit from this, and I can see my people. Like, I can see y'all. You exist. You're there. Like, you're real. I'm not making you. And it just makes me feel like, yes, I'm on the right path. What I want to do matters. I'm, again, not making this up. Like, I can help people doing what I love. And because I dropped out of college, my very first school. I was going to Hunter College, which is literally like a nursing school. I graduated from the High School of Fashion Industries, and everyone expected me to go to FIT, which I eventually did. But there's just something about me not wanting to be told what to do. Uranus energy is heavy. It's like, don't tell me what to do. So I graduated from the High School of Fashion to go to Hunter College and pretend, that's when I used to lie to myself, pretend that I could be a psychologist. Girl, bye. Oh my gosh. I love psychology. Like, I really enjoy psychology, but from the aspect of observing people. So really what it is like energy reading. Yeah. Yeah. It's that stuff. It's it's that stuff. I failed psychology. I failed psych. That was the one class that I was there for, and I failed. That was the one class I failed. And like, I was taking like African American studies and sociology. I was even taking a contemporary dance class, and I got A's in Spanish, and I got A's in all the other classes. And I failed psychology. It was so boring because there were no people. That's what I loved about psychology, and I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. I just remembered being in like middle school English class and my teacher saying like, "Oh, you'd be a good therapist." Why the hell would my English teacher tell me that? But it made sense because I heard that more and more throughout my life. So I was like, "Oh yeah, that'll be what I'll do to help people." Ciao. Couldn't even make it. I think I lasted a year, if not one semester. I don't even remember because I won't even look at the transcript. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And I dropped out and I started styling happenstancely after being a hair model first and then modeling. And I'm not model standard. And I started modeling, and then who I was a hair model for asked me to style a photo shoot, and that's how I just started doing. It was just all by luck and happenstance. I would not say it was not hard work though, because there were so many times where I wanted to quit because I was like, this is hard as fuck. This is so hard. I was legging suitcases all around the city, from Brooklyn to Harlem to the Bronx to all around the city, on the not metro, almost said Metro North, Lord, MTA, on the subways, underground, above ground, buses, and all type of shit. I didn't have a car, and I could not afford, what job am I? So, yep, that's what I was doing. And it's just so crazy to me. Like, I went back to school just, for fashion design and then graphic design, and then started working again as a stylist to confirm that this time as a brand stylist. So styling for companies, retail stylist, showroom stylist, those jobs, and working with people again and looking and using body language and like what I knew about psychology and just like energetics, really just using energetics and like being in the feeling of people's feeling, like knowing like, no, you don't like this. Why are you lying to yourself? Let me find something else. And kind of getting a feel of a person like that. And oh my gosh, the best feeling ever was when mission accomplished. That's what I would say at like the end of every, what do you call that, session, appointment. At the end of every appointment, and like this person is like buying $5,000 worth of clothes right now in this moment. I'm pretty sure the mission was accomplished, but I would still ask, mission accomplished? Yeah, mission accomplished, high five. And I'm like, yes. Oh my God, yes. I'm so happy because it's like, I'm glad you accomplished your mission. Yes, like you came here to buy what you bought, but look at how happy you are. Like, and you got to decompress too, because the type of shit people would tell me, oh my God, it wasn't fair that I was being held to an hour standard every single time. Like, I really do wish that the places that I worked at would have allowed some type of space, whether it's like if they're buying more, let them stay for longer. Like, what's the big deal? But productivity, capitalism makes it so that these places, these managers, these whatever would book us a person every hour. And I fought back in a lot of places where I would push for a gap so that I can stay with this person just a little bit longer, so that I don't pressure them to like, hurry up and tell me your life story so that you can buy clothes. Like, ew, yuck. I would never buy clothes from somebody like that. And I would never shop with anybody like that. And it just bugged me. I don't know. I mean, I know I was a little bit different too, because the things that people were sharing, like, it's not like they weren't sharing with the other stylists too, but they wouldn't go as in depth with the other stylists too. And also some of them just didn't allow that. They were not there to hold space for people. I naturally do, and to my own detriment sometimes. But we working on that. Don't worry. We're working on that. Saturn's in Pisces. All right. So we ain't doing that no more. Anyways, but I enjoy doing that. You know, I enjoy holding space for people, and I would much prefer that you be able to, I would much prefer that people be able to take the time, talk about what you want to talk about, decompress. Like, you just had a baby? Oh my God, that's a huge life transition. You should not be shitting on your body like this. Like, bro, you're a walking portal. You're a walking portal. It was what, a month, 2 months, 3 months ago, 5 months, 6 months? Who cares? You just carried a fetus to term successfully. You should be able to be proud. You should be able to celebrate that. You shouldn't be rushing to go back to work in the pencil skirt and tight dress that makes you uncomfortable, makes you hate your body. What the fuck? Like, oh my God, there were so many there were so many moments where I was like, I hate this system for people. Like, I hate this system for people. Like, ooh, it just drove me nuts. So anyway, maybe there's still people who work in corporate and are lawyers, and I don't know, I can't remember all the things that people were like, worked in tech and all the things, and needed to wear suits and stuff like that. But my thing is, you can still have a personality with that. You want to wear a suit? What color? Does it have to be black? Does it have to be gray? Does it have to be navy? Does it have to? Really? Really? Especially now, like, what is this? Post 2020, where like everyone was business casual anyway, and no one knew what that meant also. So that was pretty hilarious, because people would be coming in talking about business casual and don't even know what it is, and was like, we're giving them our interpretation of it, and they're like, are you sure? And then they try to put on a whole corporate suit, and it's like, no, you don't want to wear that, and I'm sure they don't want you to wear that anymore. They don't care like that anymore. Anyway, besides the point. Point is, I am loving this era of all of the people that I'm witnessing that are literally stepping out of their snake skin and rising from the ashes and grounding into who they are without the layers of fake and false and masked and, you know, like Halloween costume, you know, like I have been wearing a Halloween costume my whole life, but like probably from 7 years old. Yeah. the fake me. And then there was the corporate me, which was like the working version of me. That was Jane. Who is that? That's not me. I am so happy that I got to shed her. She was very, very useful to me. I appreciate her so much. She's no longer me though. And I'm so happy to be able to separate myself from that persona that protected me in the workspace and the work environment the best way that it knew how, because it allowed me to be palatable enough that I could get a job and keep it for as long as it was bearable for me to keep it. But Ajane, she don't like corporate. No, she can't take it. I mean, she can, but she refuses to. I refuse to. Oh my God, there's so many pleasantries, so much fake. Like, if you don't care about me, just be honest with yourself that you don't care about me. You know, like, don't pretend that you appreciate your employees if you do not appreciate your employees. And if you do, but you just don't appreciate me as an employee, well, then that also means it's time for me to go, you know? So it's just like things like that where I'm so happy that it feels like the energy in the world feels more aligned with people being who they are. Like, take the mask off, take the costume off. You don't have to dress like that anymore. You don't have to wear your hair like that anymore. You don't have to put that makeup on anymore. And if you're me, you can wear makeup now. Because there is literally like, like organic? I don't even know what to call it. Like natural. It's from the woods, okay? The products are from the woods. The ingredients are from the woods. This is a potion. It's a magical potion from the woods. I am so happy to be able to put that on my face, okay? It literally feels like I feel like the altar version of me in every way. Like the altar. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's the E or the A. Like I am the altar and the altar. And I feel like that. And so what I want to do are the things that allow me to feel like that. I can dress up my vessel however I please because I am the altar. I can give offerings to my vessel because I am the altar. Like it's, jeez, there's just so much. Oh, it just feels freeing, you know, like we're free. I feel free and I hope you do too. And if you do not, I encourage you to do things that allow you to feel liberated, to feel free. And then also think about what things that are happening in our, local environment and external. I don't know the terms. I don't know the words, but like all around us in our environments, every environment, personal, at home and at work, at school, branch out to the global environment, literally the earth, everywhere where all humans live. And what can be done so that we can all feel this liberation feeling, this liberation energy, because it's here and it's accessible and it's waiting to be grabbed. It's time. It's literally time. And I'm here for it. It's, oh my God. I laugh because every time I do this, I'm just like, it's like the idea of what I am tapping into, it just feels so overwhelming in a good way though, that I almost like want to clamor under it because I'm just like, oh, it feels like a blanket, but at the same time I'm like, oh no, I still need to express this first before I can falter under it. But like literally, it's the more that you do, the more that everyone else can feel. Like, does that make sense? The more that you are yourself is the freer everyone else is to be themselves. And they will likely push back and fight against you because you are making it so that they can no longer hide who they are. And some people are comfortable hiding who they are. And so they're not going to be thankful to you. They're not going to be excited that you are being you and now forcing them to be them. Some people don't know who they are. So they're like, oh, it's scary. Who am I without this? Like, I'm literally being told who to be. Like, Bob, I have this type of hair. I wear this type of clothes. I go to this job. I know exactly who I am. But now you're telling me and rip this all away and I got to figure out I got to figure me out? That sounds like hard work. That sounds very scary to some people. Some people find it exciting. I find it both, personally. It's both exciting and scary because there's the freedom of being accountable for your life and being able to do whatever you want and create it however you want. But there's also the responsibility of being accountable for your life and being able to do whatever you want, and you have to make it happen. And you see what I mean? So there's like both sides to it. But that doesn't mean it's not the best thing for you. Because do you really want to be a slave? Just because it doesn't look like how slavery looked doesn't mean it's not still slavery. Mental slavery is still slavery. Emotional slavery is still slavery. Energetic slavery is still it's all still slavery. There is still no liberation. There is still no freedom. And so just because freedom means responsibility doesn't mean it's something we should run from. It doesn't mean it's something we should not encourage and welcome without resistance. You know, like, let's surrender to freedom. Does that sound crazy? That sounds crazy. Surrender to freedom? What? What? No, but for real. But for real. And that's what the Phoenix era is for me. It's like surrendering to freedom. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And you know what else? So I was saying before, like, Phoenix is the highest expression of Scorpio. And I feel, for me personally, a lot of Scorpio energy, but I have a lot of Scorpio energy. But you know what else? Phoenix. And it's funny because Scorpio is not a fire sign. And I was literally talking about it today with, what do I call that? My intro call. Couldn't even remember what I call my own thing. Anyway, why were we talking about it? I think it was just like, we were talking about astrology, and it was just like the realization that Scorpio is not a fire sign. It's like, it should be though. And it's like, oh, the fact that Scorpio is a water sign. That's what it was. It was the fact that Scorpio is a water sign. It's like, why? And I said, yeah, I know. Like, cause Scorpion, like, it's not fire. Sorry. It's sand. So wouldn't it be an earth energy? Like, that's what it should be, right? That's what you would think. But then when you break it down, it's like, well, Scorpio is fixed energy. So that's where that's where I would translate the sand and the earth energy. It's the fixedness of it, which is like, depending on who you ask, could be stubborn, but could be grounded. Like, it all depends. Fixed energy is consistent and persistent and sometimes resistant. But fixed energy keeps things going. It keeps things moving, and, you know, at a consistent pace. And the other thing that I was saying is that, like, so, and this didn't come up, but I've said this before, that Scorpio being a water sign is like, for me, it's like a swamp. And that doesn't sound appealing when you first hear that. However, if you think about a swamp and how the water is murky, and usually it's kind of like greenish, grayish, blackish, like, I don't know, it's dark. You cannot see what's below the surface of that. But if you're a photographer, for example, and you have like an eye, you can make a swamp look like the most beautiful and magical place. And like fairies are there, and like the water's glistening, and like you see the tadpoles and the frogs and the, you know, the lotuses, or, you know, like, there's a lot of beauty in the swamp. People just don't see it all the time. But it's a very beautiful place. And also, you never really know what's lurking beneath the surface. And you never really know how deep it is either, because a lot of the times people think swamps are like, or at least I do. I've lived near a swamp for a while, by the way. Like, I grew up near a swamp, and it's like a collection of small bodies of water. Because it's like, you don't know what's below the surface. You really don't. So you don't know if it's just like step, or whoop, like you just drop and sink into it, because you can't tell. You can't see the bottom. And that's what, like, Scorpio energy, the water sign of it, or the water aspect of it, is to me, where it's like, you just don't understand the depth of what's below there. Like, you don't know. And you can
go and like explore a swamp and, you know, take pictures, or you can, what do they do? Like swamp tours and all, but you will never know what actually fully lives there. You will never know. And that's like Scorpio energy to me too, because it's like the deeper you go, the more there is to go. There's like more depth, even more depth, even more depth. And so like combining that earth, which is the sand fixed, with that murky water that's so deep. And then there's this like aspect, which is like the Phoenix for me, the Sagittarius, which this is all a feeling. I am not an astrologer, by the way. Let me make that perfectly clear. I just enjoy astrology and I think of it as my language, because it helps me understand me. So again, I'm not an astrologer. Don't ask me about astrology. I'm just going to tell you how I make it make sense for me. So for me, the Sagittarius aspect is like the liberation and the freedom and the fire. And that's like the combination of these energies all put together. So like maybe it's the Taurus season, that fixed, that groundedness, the depth of coming to like the depths of us, the Scorpio, and then the burning shit, like just burning freedom, liberation. What else? Like, there's almost like it's like a wandering aspect too, because it's like unknown. Like you're okay with venturing into the unknown. That's first the Sag for me. And that's like, all of that combines to me to create like this Phoenix era. And it feels very personal to me. But at the same time, I look around and I'm like, there's so many people out here who are like experiencing and exemplifying this to me as well. So I don't think this is just a person. I mean, Phoenix era is definitely not a personal thing. But like that breakdown and expression of the energy to me, it also doesn't feel as personal. So again, I'm very excited. I'm so excited. So if you're in your Phoenix era, please let me know. Hit us sis up. I am so excited to hear about it. And if there's, oh my God, it's about to be a movement, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna talk about this, because you know what I got cooking for my Phoenix era. You don't know what I got cooking. All right, I'm gonna stop. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all later.